So this interview is different because we're here together and we're going to interview each other. So let's start from the top again because we laugh.
I felt like I'd read it.
Get my wig together.
She was like, what's that?
Okay.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Nicole Pringle. I am the president of Gullah Business of Charleston.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Savage. I'm the vice president of Gullah Business of Charleston.
So today we're doing a different interview. We're interviewing each other. Now, normally you see us feature other people and we ask them questions, but today we have our cocktails and we're going to ask each other questions. So we're going to flip it around. So, Tiffany. Okay. In your experience starting Gullah Business of Charleston, what has been something that you've learned?
To think on your feet. I've always done it, but I found out more so you need to learn how to do it even more. It's a skill set you never say that, hey, I'm accomplished, I'm an expert. It's something that you constantly improving on. You think on your feet because every time you plan something, you may have to, just make a plan B right on the spot. But it has been interesting things that have went on, different features you have with people, but it's all been rewarding. So it may be a little rush to it, but it's worth it. And I still get those butterflies when we go on live or even if we pre-record something.
I still get nervous. I'm like, I usually be like, no, let you speak. And I'm like, dang, I gotta say something. So usually I'm like, no, because you be flowing. And I feel like I start stuttering and stuff.
That you want.
And I'm just like, dang, everybody looking at me crazy. So I usually like when you speak.
I bet so, but you done good though.
I'm getting better.
You have done good.
I'm getting better. I do love the camera, but it's very. I get up there, I'm like, people watching, people gonna see this later, but I do like being on camera. I don't mind that.
It has been rewarding. I think one of the things we were talking about before we came on, what's been the surprising thing that you have found out while doing this? What's been some surprising things or developments?
Surprising. Ooh, that's a good one. Surprising. What happened? Surprising.
I can tell you one of mine, and then
Okay.
I would think the surprising thing. We do think on our feet a lot. The surprising thing is, it's kind of like God had His own way of showing us we were gonna be doing something similar to this. Because me and Nicole, our cousins, we're business partners too, but we always have big, big visions and dreams, and we always felt comfortable sharing them with each other. Because a lot of people know you can't share everything with people. They would be looking at you crazy, like, what? What are you gonna do? But we always said we wanted to do something like this. It was so funny that an opportunity came along that we could do something like this. And just to see us in it, I remember Nicole said, like, this is a time where I'm seeing the woman I'm becoming. And that was a surprise development. You knew that's where you wanted, but when they say sometimes the waiting season may be long, it could be long, but it happens like quick when everything falls into place. And so I think looking at that, that's been surprising.
Well, the backstory, this is my cousin. I gotta give a backstory. So growing up, I lived in New York, she lived in North Carolina. So like holidays, she would come up and she was, she's younger than I am. Not that much younger. Okay. So don't get, but she's younger, a little bit younger than I. And so like, she was that like annoying little cousin. I had 3 of them. I don't know, like 4 of them. But she was, oh God,
and my brother fit. So I can say that I can't talk about other ones. But I know who they are because I can't put them on spot. So it was me and my brother for sure.
Yeah,
they was
on the list. And I couldn't stand them. So, it's funny because the cousins that I couldn't stand, those are the ones I talk to all the time. One of the cousins, I'm the godmother of her 3 daughters. So it's funny. And then now Tiffany's my business partner. It's funny because I talk to them all the time. Like her brother, I talked to him. I talked to him this week. Like I talk to them. So it's funny. The ones I couldn't stand, Those are the ones I talk to. So it's funny. And it's funny how like this circled around. But like when I was thinking about starting Gullah Business of Charleston, I had to think of somebody that could do this with me, somebody that cared about people, somebody that cared about the vision that I had for it. And I was like, there's only like one person that I know that would be committed and really drive it to where it needs to go, so that we can leave a legacy behind and really help the communities. And I was like, my cousin, I called you. Did I call you up or did I text you?
You called me. I want to say, you probably text me was like, hey, you available? Can you talk? But I remember we had a phone conversation. It's like, hey, Tiffany, this is something that I'm doing. Would you want to be a part of? I was like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
And we just started. And then what was so funny, we started getting everything together at Paula D's restaurant. I ain't gonna lie. We did.
Oh, Savannah.
In Savannah. And so the oxymoron of that, fill in the blanks, but we did.
What's the blanks? Butter?
Blames me all the time. Paula, you're not still eating butter, are you? I was like, absolutely. I will always eat butter.
butter. But she got in trouble for not saying butter. But the thing about it is, regardless of what you think, when you look at business and stuff like that, we wanted to promote Black-owned businesses because we know that a lot of money comes out of our communities. It's being spent by us. But buying power is one thing people don't really think about. We have a lot of buying power. Then, too, you want to give back to those small businesses that actually do stuff in the community. And we were all passionate about it. All of us know a business owner that will probably go out of their way for anybody. Community organizations, churches, school fundraisers, the list can go on. And do they really get their credit? No. And some people, they don't want, that's something that they do. But you still want to show you appreciate their efforts and what they do, even if they don't mind, if they don't have a recognition. And so we wanted to do something like that. But the story for that was Paula Deen started off venturing into the restaurant business in her late 40s, from what I understand. It was late or early 40s. But the thing about it, that's late for somebody to venture out like that. Like, hey, I'm going to get my own restaurant. And I think she started with a small sum of money. And so we're looking at it and, we're not telling our age or nothing, but,
I'm 29.
Ooh, and been saying that. Who said that? Who said that? Who said
that? Story I'm gonna tell.
It was 29 seconds ago that I heard this, but okay. But all right, she was 29. But we decided we were gonna venture out because like sometimes you chase after visions and stuff like that. You can't wait for for opportunity to come to you. You got to see those doors and go through them. And so we that's the oxymoron of it. We were sitting there and my aunt was telling us about it. She was like, she started this business when she was in her 40s and stuff. I was like, are you serious? And it hit me like that. It's never too late to chase a dream. All of us, get sidetracked by life stuff. Life be lifing. That's all I can say. Life be lifing. But we wanted to do something that gives back to the community, and at the same time, we do something we love. We always love helping people, and then we were raised like that. We had a strong foundation. That's what you do. You give back to the people that helped you. You look out for your family. And when I say so. We always came from good people.
So you got that. Did you ask me a question? Did I answer a question? So,
what surprised you? You said pretty much that the cousin that you couldn't stand, we business partners and we talked.
That's what surprised me. Yeah, see, I got sidetracked with it. Yeah. So
we talk about more butter and
life is funny. So that's what I learned. What has been your most challenging moments with starting Gullah Business of Charleston?
I think with anything that you start, there's always going to be people that want to know more about what you do. And when they look at the name of this business, Gullah Business of Charleston, they're thinking it's just in Charleston. And you have to really stress to them, we're like more than just Charleston. It may be, centered in Charleston, but we're spreading out. Another thing too is with anything, letting people understand your vision. Sometimes people are not going to understand even after you explain it. Because they're gonna be like,
Sure.
oh, you know, because the climate that we live in, without getting really political with it, a lot of people are scared to say, hey, I'm a Black business. Because it's that mindset like, hey, people feel like it may pull away from some of the customers they have. But what you find out a lot of times is there are a lot of people that recognize Black businesses and patronize them as soon as they find out you're a Black owned
That's true.
business.
I usually do. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's how it started for me. I'm like, Black. I always, everything I did, like when I moved down here, everything I did, if I was having a party, you got the inflatable water slide, your Black owned business. I know I always use smalls with the tents and the chairs and tables. I use them every year. So I have a party. So like I always was using Black owned everything.
And then thinking about too, even though like we were talking about conversations like with the bookstore, a lot of times, even if you're a Black owned business, I think in our community, what we think is some people believe if you say you're a Black owned business, the only people that you're going to get are Black people. That's a lie.
No,
that's a lie. You'll get a lot of people don't look like you, patronize you, and they respect the fact that you're a Black owned business. And sometimes too, to be honest, if you could deliver the service, they don't care. The customer service keep on coming back.
They gotta hit every time.
Every
People
time.
gotta spend their money. That's
Because
just what it is.
especially soul food
Oh,
restaurants.
the food is good.
The food is good. Okay, so I'm from North Carolina. Somebody could make food like pig feet and chitlins and stuff like that. People will keep coming back, and they won't look like us. That's all I'm gonna say. So if your food is right, your service is right,
Customer service,
people
food.
keep coming back, and
Good.
you know, I think it's just changing how we look at things in business. What we wanted to do is not say, okay, you know, this is just a Black owned business. What we want to do is we want to promote these Black owned businesses that give back to the community. So that's a bigger level to it. You can be Black and have a business, but what are you doing to promote other people? What are you doing to build your community up? We want to pay it forward. So
Exactly.
that's the thing we stressing.
I gotta not ask you because you gotta ask me a question. Hold on, let me get my head together. Go ahead. Yes, big question.
Where you get your hair from? Ask you a question.
Okay, oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Like, okay, we back. So I think so I've asked you about what's been surprising development that you learned. How have you seen yourself grow? Because we touched on it a little bit. Have you seen yourself grow since this started in August?
I gotta talk about this. I'm out of my comfort zone. I am a people person, but I'm out of my comfort zone. The reason why I said this is because, and this is why I say, and I said to her, I'm falling into the woman that I always wanted to be. And that takes, you know, unfortunately, but it's not a bad way, coming out of your comfort zone. So I'm in a social club here in Charleston, and I got to start with that first. And the vice president was like, hey, she told me last year, hey, I'm going to finish up my year and I'm going to leave, but I already told headquarters about you. So how do you feel about leadership? I said, I don't feel anything about it. She started laughing. I was like, I don't feel anything about it. We're sitting at Hannibal's and she's trying to, I guess, like, bribe me into it. I was like, I don't feel anything about it. I'm sorry. I was like, I like behind the scenes. I'll do the events like I've been doing and getting everything together, but I don't feel anything about it. And then she laughed and she's like, well, I already told them about you and everything that you do, this, that, and third. I was like, you know, fast forward, of course, she leaves. And I was like, man, this is such a good group. I've learned so much. We're doing so much, you know, we're doing a lot of things. And and I always stress the fact that, you know, I'm not from here. So like the people that I met here, they're really cool. And I was like, I connected with them. We had a good time. And meeting friends, I'm not going to say how old I am. I can say how old I am. I'm in my 40s. And meeting friends when you get older is sometimes challenging. And so I love the group and I didn't want anything to happen to the group or dismantle. So I took a leap of faith and I applied to be vice president of the social club that I'm in. And I was scared. And, you know, I did that and everybody was rooting for me. All the girls was like, yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about anything. And so that's in the midst of also starting Gullah Business of Charleston. So I had 2 things going on at once. And some other things I got going on too. So then I had those 2 things, other things, and I'm just like, I'm out of my comfort zone. So yeah, so I did that. Got, you know, I went through the onboarding, vice president. I'm vice president of the social club now. And yeah. What was the other thing we had to say? What was the question again? I went all around the world. You don't forget. Look at that.
I don't forget. Listen right
But yeah. Oh, we said challenging? That was challenging because
And how you seen yourself grow?
how I see myself grow. Okay.
You grew as a leader.
I grew as a leader because I had no choice. I got people looking up to me as vice president, like, hey, you know, whatever's going on, I'm getting messaged. And I'm also doing Gullah Business of Charleston and stuff. And so I'm like, I'm a busy woman. I'm doing everything. So I grew into the person that I always wanted to be because I don't like being stagnant. I like to be moving. I like to do stuff. So I like my calendar to be full, but I also like that rest. So I had the opportunity to, hopefully that answered the question because I don't remember. I had the opportunity to be that person.
Yeah, you did answer.
Yeah.
You grew into like the whole mode, taking a lead to be a leader.
Yeah, leadership role.
Leadership role.
Because I was telling,
very intimidating.
It's very intimidating because I was telling the president, I was like, I felt like I wasn't of that kind of well, I was telling the president and vice president that before she left, I was like, I don't think that I'm one of them people that you put in that type of thing. It was like you, and that's why the cup on our website says, I'm that girl. Because she's like, you are that girl. You are that girl. You don't know that? And I was like, so I've been doing it since when onboarding? September. I think September. Yeah.
Shameless plug. Go and check out our website too.
Yeah.
We have some good
Gullah Business of Charleston.
Gullah Business of Charleston.
Yeah.
That's some good work up there.
.org. Check it.
.org. Please.
I'm that girl. That's why I came. I got some other stuff that's gonna come too. Yeah. Like
we got female boss. We got that. Hey.
So
yeah.
That's how I'm evolving. So yes, I'm still out of my comfort zone, but I am learning. And you'll see because I'll be like, no, let her talk. Like let her do something.
And I'll make her talk.
And then she make me
right
talk.
back.
Because it's like I gotta say something, you know. And then, you know, I'll be trying to like, because I'll be feeling like in my head that you can hear my accent. So I'm like, you got a code switch now. But this is my cousin, so I'm not gonna code switch with my cousin because it's my cousin. But when I be talking to some people around here, they're like,
yes,
what?
we talk, you know, and I think one thing too is like it challenged me to enunciate more so because in my household and my family around the neighborhood, you have to learn how to code switch. And even though I work in a professional background and you're not supposed to, you can like certain environments I've been in, you cannot, it sounds terrible, but you cannot enunciate so hard because people will not be able to relate to you and they won't feel comfortable approaching you. So you have to code switch so they can relate to you.
And it's hard.
It's hard, and it's hard to turn it on and off. Like, I ain't gonna say no names or nothing, but we hear it all the time. You know, you may say, "Oh, are you ready for Easter?"
No, I'm from Long Island.
Easter.
It's Easter. You ready for
Easter.
Easter? So I would never say Easter. It's Easter. It's Easter here. We say, you ready for Easter? But close the door and talk to the dog.
It's Easter.
Is the dog ready for Easter?
27 minutes is a lot.
Yeah, what do? You do the bike? Always get the Thigh Master.
I need the Thigh Master.
No, not that you need.
Or the ab roller.
Oh, the ab roller. That's good, you know? I tried the ab roller. It didn't
Did
work
you?
for me.
Well, there's a few varieties of the ab roller.
Yeah.
See, when I come here, I get into this dialect and I can't lose it. It's like, I don't know what happens to
What
me.
are you talking? You're from Long Island.
Yeah,
Don't
but I
act
don't
like
talk like this every day.
Yeah, but
I've heard so many.
I'm ready for Easter. That's all she heard the whole time.
The whole time. Easter.
It's Easter. Like stuff. That's how I say it.
That's how everybody, you know.
My mom say it like that.
Yeah, and in South Carolina, you do have like a community, which I am blown away. So I was speaking to somebody I was working with, and they're from the area of Somerville, and they grew up, you know, they grew up in New York though, but their family's from here. And we were tripping out how there are communities of people from New York. So I mean, there are people that are moving back to the South. So
That's me.
yeah, you see a lot of people, and you see them too bringing their business sense here. So people who have businesses, and in the North, they're coming back here now with certain things. Like there's certain things I would never think I would have seen in South Carolina a few years ago, because if you were to tell me I would have been up here all the time, I'd be like, for real?
You would have told me. I'd have been out here
like, I don't know about it. But it's like it's a lot more stuff to do too.
That's all.
We want to showcase what is going on, especially North Charleston. Certain places, like you have bakeries. One bakery I know, every time we post it, it gets hits. It's Swank. But Swank, I hope they can, get a bigger bill, because some of their food, you see it. She could have her own brunch spot.
Yeah, that's what you can say. Like, you just need a bigger spot.
You just need a bigger spot. And I wouldn't be surprised she's in the making of doing that, because y'all seen that with that banana pudding. That got so many hits. Like homegirls coming with the seats, and you see the comments too. The food bring everybody together. Everybody, it brought everybody together. I remember reading one comment. One girl said she looked like us too. She said my grandmother used to make banana like that. And I was like, because in the South you will meet people who fry chicken and stuff. Like you will, like it's certain common food just brings people together.
Yeah.
And even when we went there, so again, I say this. People were scared to identify as Black-owned businesses. Don't be scared. You'll still get the same. You'll get even more patrons. I'm be honest with you, because if your service is good,
your product is good. Who cares?
Who cares? They're gonna keep on coming back. Keep coming back to Swank for banana pudding.
I was thinking about it the other day, and I said, you got to stay on your journey.
I know. Because it's like, the banana pudding is good, but I gotta do it in moderations because it'll take over. But it is good. It's gonna take over. It's always love. The owner knows. I could not bake like that. You hear me?
Question: did you have a drink? Because it looks like I've been drinking on camera more than you.
I did. But you know what? And we also have to we can't say sponsors, but we can also show you too. There's another company, because we had someone on recently. Her name was Latoya, because this brings me into another thing. We meet people from different business fields that we didn't even know people of color were really in there like that. Like I thought it was a myth, but we met at Festival New Orleans.
Yeah,
we met her, Latoya
Vickers. Yes, we
met her, and I knew some of the background from it, because where I stay at in my county, they're big on wine. But the thing about it is, I knew it was not a lot of people of color in the wine industry. She broke that thing down. So you guys need to check that out too. So anybody that's interested in spirits and wine and stuff like that, you need to check that out. But
I'm gonna put her after this video. I'm gonna put the post so you can check out her event and the link so you can go to her event next month. I know it's in April.
She stays in LA, but she's choosing to do her event here in South Carolina because number one, she has family ties here, and she knows there's a lot of people of talent that are in this field. And so it really makes me think about the reason why I brought her up, because you meet so many people in fields that you don't know of that look like us. And on top of it, everybody knows somebody that can do something, have a talent, and they're scared. It's like something keeps them from venturing out. And I'll say this again, everybody had that uncle that, he had moonshine and stuff like that. He could have went with it. He could have went with it. He could have been something with his moonshine.
With that moonshine.
And so I'm saying, you gotta, what we want to do is not only promote Black-owned businesses and what they do, but also to inspire people that are watching and go after your dreams. Somebody sitting up there making money off of something you do naturally, you don't even know it.
That's a fact.
And so she was talking about how many people make wine, how many people are actually in the business. And she said less than 1% actually be, branding themselves like what you're talking about, especially with wine, because they don't have tasting rooms. They make the wine, but they don't have a place that people can go taste them.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And so if they were to get together and do that, you know, hey, because the wine industry and the spirit, that's a big industry right there. Another thing too is what I've seen in the South. Lashes have blown up. Everybody love the lashes.
That's true.
Hair.
Can't go wrong with the hair. You need
You
the hair.
can't. You need the hair and hair care products. And so this is all stuff that and what you may find is passed down generation to generation. So it's kind of like when you look at these features, we want you to not only look at these businesses and patronize them if you're close by, come, you know, vacationing and you're close by, but you also want to inspire you to go after certain things too. And even so, you may never know. You can reach out to them and see if they want to give you some wisdom, because at every feature that we do, we learn something new. Like, I know one thing we learned from Chris Caitlin. You network, most people network going to the top person. Some cases that may work for you. It did for some people, like they mostly historic. But sometimes you know people in your neighborhood you went to school with, you network across. What's some other stuff that you learned, Nikki?
I've learned from David Mosley of No Capping. Check him out. I've learned that it's not if, it's when. So like sometimes you think of stuff and it's like, well, if this happens in this, I'm like, no, it's not if, it's when it does happen. So I've learned that a lot. And what are 3 things that you have? 3 words. We'll ask these questions for everybody else. What 3 words would you use to describe that can also be used as affirmation that describe Gullah Business of Charleston and where you're going in the future?
Look at how she worded it so perfectly. Wow. I would say my first word being endurance. You have to be able to be to hold the whole journey. Like you have to stay steady with it. You have to stay steady so you won't run out. Like, you know, like when you see people running track, if people won't run for a long amount of time, they may not start off fast. They have to start at a certain pace so they can hold out till they get to that last lap, so they can outrun everybody. So starting off steady and knowing the pace that you're in so you won't get burned out and tired. So endurance is one of them. Worth, I like that one because I heard a lot of people say it, but you do have to have worth. You have to have a sense of worth of what you're doing, a sense of worth of who you are and why you're doing it. If you have that, keep that as a focus, then anytime something negative happens or you get frustrated, irritated, anything, life be happening, you'll know why you're doing it and you can stay focused and come back to it. And the final thing I would have to say is God. Because the reason why, because we can't do anything without, because there's been a lot of stuff has hit us this year. We won't talk about it. But a book will come and people like, dang, y'all went through all that. Yeah. And even then we won't tell you everything, but we'll tell you enough. But it seems like every time when you're on the verge of blessing, stuff be happening.
Sure do.
It happens.
Oh, man.
So God. So my 3: endurance, worth, and God.
Good. Now I'm on the hot spot.
To me.
Okay, I got it. This is always hard for me. I would say, oh man, because that's kind of go together. Okay, I would say you have to believe. You have to believe. Like, and I know that's not like I believe, but and you have to go on faith with that. And they kind of go together because a lot of times you'd be like, a lot of times I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, but I know this is what I want. And I know this is the direction I need to go in. So I'm like, I got to take that faith. I got to believe, and I just got to keep on going. I would say that too. Keep going. So believe, have the faith, and keep going. I'm putting that all together because that goes all together for me. Strong. I am strong. I am strong. She was just talking about stuff you went through. I'm like, moving down here to South Carolina, I've been through a lot of stuff.
And that's your worth, you know it. Yeah, you look back at
a lot of stuff. I'm a tough cookie. I'm a tough cookie, but God gave me that strength. So what I say, believe, strong,
Mhm.
and I am that girl. And that's enough said. I am that girl. I believe that now. So that goes back. I believe, I know I am that girl because I'm strong.
And when we related back to Go Love Business in Charleston, what would you say? How that all connects?
putting this all together and going out doing something that I really wanted to do, and I really wanted to put it together, and the way it's all forming, and the people that I've met.
Yeah. But not
everybody. Like I would have never known these people and all the features that we featured. I just want to thank all of y'all for that too. Yes. I've learned so much from each and every person.
And then people just hearing about our platform that we didn't even think. Like I would, get on lives and people like, oh, Business Charleston, we heard you, much support. And we thank you for the love too, that you guys been showing us love. Like, cause we have Pink Elephant. That's one. She gives us so much support. You guys go and support her too. She's hosting an event very soon, and we'll put her information too so you guys can see it. We already shared it on our page, but we'll put it down so you guys can support it, because it's very important that you promote other people's businesses to show your support, because they do, it's a scary thing when you get out here, period. It was scary for us. And to see some of these people, all these like followers wanting to do this, it's a big thing. So I look at it differently now when people say, oh, we see you and stuff like that. I was talking to Nicole about it. I was like, dang, you coming through for other people too, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
You pay for, you look out. We look out, because if you see what people are doing good, you want to share it with other people.
Exactly.
Especially if I know this makeup or something I have got going on that's good, I'm gonna share it. Like, girl, did you not know? You need to get this, That's what you do.
The drinks. But yeah, hopefully we didn't leave nobody out, but everybody that we interviewed in the past and going in the future, we already thank you. I've learned so much, and people that I've just purchased from. I purchased from a lot of Black-owned businesses that we follow that have been very supportive as well. Naturally Love Hue. That's one of my favorite products. I usually get that, get.
And Nikki just turned me on to a hair product.
Because I was balding around my edges.
That's the one and that's what I have no shame in doing too. And it happens a lot because sometimes it's hereditary, sometimes it's stress, and sometimes it's because we tend to pull back our hair.
Yeah.
But we have it braided and stuff like that. So
yeah.
And if you guys have any other hair products we should try, please let us know. Like, tag, and share.
But they got good products, and they usually send you, if you order like more than one thing, they usually throw like a free thing in. So I got their biotin gummies. I got their hair mask that help my edges come back. And I got I think they have a co-wash. I got like a whole bunch of stuff. I got their like little it's like all natural, it's like lotion and body oil and stuff like that. So I love that company. Shout out to them because it's a mother and daughter.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
One day we have them on.
Yeah, we should.
We speaking that.
We speaking it right now. But if you guys know any more hair products and stuff like that, please share them. It's like, hey, our hair is our glory. People can say what they want to say, but you know how we were just. It's just in our culture, our hair is our glory. Even if, we may not grown it, it's still ours. It's still, we bought it.
So now,
like, so even if I even go for it, even if even a company that's Black owned that, they're branding it even for like wigs and stuff like that. Because if you have pieces, you want to take care of them too, especially how much money you pay on them. Because some of them pieces be like $300, $400. You need the right hair care to keep them things together.
So we're not gonna hold you guys any longer. Please subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us on our socials. We are on TikTok, Instagram, and we have a private page on Facebook. So please follow us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, and if you guys are interested in doing a feature with us, please DM us at our Instagram page at Go Love Business of Charleston. We would love to have you on. Please send us a DM. Let us know what type of product services that you're into. And so we can look you on up. We'll be happy to schedule you for a feature.
But thank you again for watching, and until next time. Bye.
Bye.